The current version of the New Orleans Pelicans, the ones that have no healthy players right now, that's basically what the Memphis Grizzlies were last year. And now that the Grizzlies are getting fully healthy again, and they found diamonds in the rough in the second round, undrafted players are just one team's trash that became their treasure. This Grizzlies team is insanely deep, and I'm really excited to rebuild them today. And what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing? So, Ja Morant banged up, but he's coming back. He's probably already back by the time you guys are seeing this video. Jaren Jackson Jr. has been off to an incredible start this year, at least offensively. Desmond Bane, maybe he's not where you'd want him to be because he's making a lot of money now, but he's still part of this team's future. Marcus Smart isn't living up to his expectations, but these other guys on the team is why I'm excited to use the Grizzlies today. Santi Aldama got off to a good start this year. You'd like for the three-point shot to get better? I think it will. Scottie Pippen Jr. has been one of the best stories in this NBA season. He has been phenomenal. He had a great game the other night, and I've just enjoyed watching him. Brandon Clark is back healthy. Jalen Wells, it looks like the Grizzlies struggled again in the second round. In the 2023 draft, they got GG Jackson in the second round, and he's going to be making his debut soon in the NBA season. Vince Williams, they got in the second round in 2022, and Jalen Wells in 2024. They do a great job there. You have Zach Edey, who they took in the first round this year. Jake Laravia is still on the team. Luke Kennard, Jay Huff. He's been a great story this year as well. They also have Cam Spencer and Yuki as well that are just really fun players. At least they were in college at UConn for Cam Spencer and Yuki over in Japan. So I'm excited to rebuild this team because I have no idea what direction we're going to go in. And they've already been banged up by injuries this season, like Ja Morant. Triple J, I think, dealt with a small injury. Desmond Bane, Marcus Smart, Zach Edey have all been hurt this year. But they're off to a 10-7 start. I think that a lot of people thought they weren't a tier 1 team in the West. Definitely a tier 2 team. And maybe it was going to take a little bit of time for this team to gel together since they really had no chemistry last year because nobody was healthy at the same time. We're 10-7. They have a good point differential. I'm excited to see how this team performs over the next month. And here we are on January 1st. We are 17-17 right now. We are currently the 10th seed in the Western Conference. We have a 0.6 point differential. I'm looking at this team right now. Ja Morant is leading the team. Not actually. He's number 2 in scoring. You have Triple J number 1. Desmond Bane number 3. GG Jackson has been playing fairly well since he got back from his injury. He's still just 20 years old. He's insanely young. And there's just a lot of guys on this team that deserve minutes right now. And Marcus Smart has not been good. I wonder if we look to trade Marcus Smart. And to be honest with you, I can't really find a Marcus Smart trade that I like right now. And we're an over-the-cap team, but I think I'm going to re-sign Santi Aldama. It could be a contract I can move on draft night, so we are going to give him a 2-year extension because I got to clear up some roster spots on this team. And I don't know if there's going to be a big trade that happens down the line. Like, I'm struggling to get Vince Williams a ton of minutes as well. So with this team healthy, it's an 11-man rotation. Like, I don't have Jay Huff in the rotation right now. This is the bench of GG, Brandon Clark, Aldama, Pippen Jr., Vince Williams Jr., and Jalen Wells. And the starting 5 is Josh, Smart, Bane, Triple J, and Zach Edey. And then we're going to really figure out who I need to move at the deadline because I need to be active. I need to take some type of trade that's me giving away 2 players, I get 1, or me trading 3, I get 2. All right, so we're here on February 1st. We're 2 games above 500. We are 25-23 here in the West, but that is just good for the 9th seed. And 25-23 in the Eastern Conference would have me as the 5 seed. So yeah, the conferences are a lot different, but we have the same record as the Detroit Pistons, and for the Grizzlies standards, you could say maybe that is a little bit disappointing of a season. I think I'm going to lower some of GG Jackson's minutes because the efficiency hasn't been there. I'd love to play Scottie Pippen Jr. more, but he's behind Ja Morant, so I'm not going to give him too many minutes. I got to trade Marcus Smart. It's got to be the end of an era here. He needs a change of scenery. All right, so San Antonio's got Chris Paul and Stephon Castle. Trey Jones, kind of an odd man out there. Zach Collins is on this team, but they could definitely go in some different directions with the center spot behind Wemby that I think would be easier to fill. And he's making $16 million next year, which isn't great. But we're just going to open up some more minutes on this team. I'm going to be giving them Marcus Smart and John Conchar. So we are going to be shedding about $26 million going forward. We are going to be taking it back about 25-ish million this year, but it'll only be 16 million accounting in next year's contracts. And who knows, maybe we're able to include Zach Collins in a trade in the offseason. So yeah, kind of an end of an era there that just didn't work out whatsoever. We're going to move Bane back to the starting shooting guard spot. And I think I may get Vince Williams in as the starting 3. I'm just going to hope his efficiency turns out to be a little bit better. And I do want to give Jalen Wells more minutes. So we're actually not even going to play any of the new guys. The bench is just going to be Wells, Clark, Pippen, GG Jackson, and Santi Aldama. The starting 5 is going to be Ja, Bane, Vince Williams Jr., Triple J, and Zach Edey. So Nikola Jokic wins his 4th MVP this year. Jared McCain ends up Rookie of the Year. Russell Westbrook's 6th Man of the Year. Wemby Depoy. Most approved goes to Jalen Suggs. Okay. An elite free throw shooter now. Shay's your clutch player of the year. Mark Daigneault, coach of the year. We'll see if Ja Morant ends up making it all All-NBA team. He is not this year, but I think he can definitely make one next year. Wow, Nick Claxton on all-defensive first team. Okay. We did get Zach Edey on all-rookie first team. He averaged 6.5 points, 7.2 rebounds, shot 60% from three on not high volume whatsoever. We ended the year as the 19th in the Western Conference. We're going to be playing in the playing tournament going up against Sacramento. 42-40, I would say, is disappointing. That's not where I really wanted to be. And Ja Morant ended up as our leading scorer this year. Was the Vince Williams at the 3 experiment? It wasn't great. All right, so for the play-in tournament, I think we're going to make a switch. I think Vince Williams probably going to head to the bench. I'm going to insert Jalen Williams into the starting lineup. So he's going to get like 27 minutes a night. Let's go 36 to Triple J, 38 to Ja, and 35 to Desmond Bane, who honestly was kind of disappointing this year as well. But that's why I was excited about this Grizzlies rebuild, because I have no idea what direction we're going to go into. And I traded Marcus Smart a little bit earlier than I thought, and I don't think you're getting any draft picks for Marcus Smart, especially at the numbers he were putting up. So San Antonio wanted to get some defense around Wemby in that team going forward. It's looking like we're going to beat Sacramento, and we do. We end up beating them by 6. Ja with 23, goes 9 of 11. Desmond Bane, 20 and 8, 8 of 21 from the field, 4 of 11 from 3. And we stay alive. So let's see if we're able to beat the LA Lakers here and advance in the, just make it to the playoffs as the 8 seed. I'm fine making it. We own our first round pick this year either way. So it's not like we have to worry about losing it if we make the playoffs or if we don't. But we're down by 8 with 5 minutes to go. The Lakers did beat the Grizzlies in round 1 of the 2023 playoffs, and they're going to beat us here. They're going to send us packing. We lose 135-121. Ja had 30 and 11. Triple J had 27. AD had 32. LeBron had 31. So we do not make the playoffs as a whole, which I would say is definitely disappointing with the talent this team has and at full strength. I think we got to figure out better what's going to be the best possible rotation for this team going forward, because maybe it wasn't Vince Williams at the 3. Maybe it's not Zach Edey at the 5, as we just watched Karl-Anthony Towns beat his former team in the finals. LeBron ends up retiring, and he ends up going to the Hall of Fame. Russell Westbrook as well. So, hey, maybe we're going to get lucky in this year's lottery. Like, imagine the Grizzlies were able to draft, like, Stephon Castle or Reed Shepherd in last year's draft, but we have the 14th projected pick. So I don't think we're getting lucky here. We are going to be selecting number 14, the last pick in the lottery, as the Blazers win the 2025 lottery, Rockets 2, Nets 3, and the Pelicans 4. And I feel like if this happened, Taylor Jenkins would be the scapegoat, which I don't want to see happen. I think he's done a good job as his team's head coach with all the off-the-floor incidents and distractions and all the injuries this team has had. All right, so we are here during the 2025 NBA draft. The Blazers with the number 1 overall pick select Cooper Flagg. The number 2 overall pick, the Rockets get Ace Bailey, who through this recording, he's played 3 games at Rutgers, and he has 1 assist in those 3 games. People call him the next Michael Porter Jr. Carter Bryant goes 3, which is shocking. Dylan Harper goes 4. VJ Edgecombe 5 from Baylor. Hugo Gonzalez 6. Kaman Maliwatch goes 7 to the Hornets. Trey Johnson 8 to the Magic. Nolan Traore falls 9 to the Nets. I mean, that's where he's kind of trending right now in real life. And the 10th overall pick, the Thunder are trading it with Charlotte for Miles Bridges and Cody Martin. I don't know why you would do that if you're OKC. They take Michael Ruzic. Igor Demon falls to the Spurs at number 12, which is great value. Noah Essengay to the Heat. And 13, the Atlanta Hawks are trading this pick with the Utah Jazz for Colin Sexton and Drew Eubanks. And they take Liam McNeely. And I'm going to make a draft night trade. I'm keeping my 14th overall pick, but I'm also getting the 15th overall pick from the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is from the Pistons, from the Karl-Anthony Towns trade, and Leonard Miller in exchange for my second rounder and Santi Aldama. They want somebody a little bit more NBA ready. So I have back-to-back picks. I don't mind looking at Ethan Almanza. I really like Colin Murray-Boyles, who's been playing very well for the South Carolina Gamecocks this year. Dink Pate from the G League. I don't mind Boogie Fland, but we have John Moran and Scottie Pippen Jr., so I don't know if I just want to take a point guard right now. So I think I like the idea of Colin Murray-Boyles. He's a weird tweener right now because he's a little bit small to play, I think, center at the NBA level, and I don't know if he's going to be good offensively to be like a high-efficient power forward. So I will look at maybe any trades for this 15th overall pick. I mean, Jalen Tyson from the Cavs could be interesting, but I don't think they would do that. So I'm going to add another person, which may be kind of silly, but I don't mind getting somebody under a 4-year contract right now. And I'm going to take and hopefully develop Rocco Zikarsky from the NBL. He's off to a slowish start over in Brisbane, but he doesn't play a ton over there. It's kind of similar to an Alex Sarr situation, but I think he can eventually be a good rim protector in this league, as the Knicks just traded up to take Drake Powell from UNC. All right, so we took Colin Murray-Boyles and Rocco Zikarsky, 2 big men. I think if I also move Brandon Clark, it could be valuable having him. Jacob Ravia, I'm going to bring him back, but it's really only for him to be maybe included in a trade just to have that money. I'm going to give Cam Spencer the qualifying offer as well. So we have to pay Jaren Jackson Jr. He's a free agent at the end of next year, so I got to do that. I don't know if Trey Jones would want to come back here. I don't think we need him. And I'm going to see if the Utah Jazz would do this trade. Jake Laravia for Johnny Juzang. We'd save around $2.5 million with this trade, and they agree to that. All right, so we are going to bring back Luke Kennard on the minimum. And Trey Jones, he's making out well here. It's going to be similar to what the 76ers did with KJ Martin. Hopefully, this becomes a tradable $10 million contract throughout the season, and he's going to agree to come back to Memphis, as we are going to see Kyrie goes to stay with the Dallas Mavericks. Naz Reid goes to Utah. Miles Turner stays in Indiana. As John Morant is still a 90 plus overall. He's a 91. Jaren Jackson Jr. 88. Desmond Bane 83. Zach Edey's an 81. Gigi Jackson 79. Scottie Pippen Jr. is a 78. Luke Kennard regresses. All right, so the Grizzlies and the Rockets have had a working relationship before with trading centers. They traded them Steven Adams a couple years ago. We're going to be sending them Brandon Clark, and I'm going to be getting Brooklyn swap best in 2027. So I'm getting a first round pick for Brandon Clark. We're going to be taking on Rashawn Holmes only to release him, just because I think I have to release a couple guys, including one more. Yeah, so I thought about maybe releasing Luke Kennard, because he's on the minimum. He's 29 years old, and I'd rather just kind of play those young guys or have them on the roster. So that's what we're going to end up doing. Chris Paul is going to be going on a farewell tour this year. I think we are going to have it be an auto-generated draft class, because if you watch that 20-year Celtics rebuild, Cameron Boozer is just too good in the 26 class. All right, so we're going to rock with the 11-man rotation again. It's going to be Gigi Jackson, Scottie Pippen Jr., Vince Williams Jr., CMB, Jay Huff, and Trey Jones getting minutes off the bench, with Jalen Wells, Desmond Bane, Triple J, and Zach Edey all starting. We are 4-star balanced under Taylor Jenkins. We start off the season against Cooper Flagg and the Blazers, and we end up beating them by 2. Great start from Desmond Bane. All right, so it's not working right now. We are 22-29, and this is a challenge that this Grizzlies rebuild is showing. Yeah, not where I want to be. We are not really a good offensive team whatsoever. We are bottom 6 in the Western Conference offense-wise, and we're like middle of the pack defensively. 22-29. What a difference a couple years makes with this Grizzlies team. And Triple J, like, you want a contract extension? I don't know. Oh my God, are we going to trade Triple J? He's really good in real life, don't get me wrong, but here, we're seeing the production dip a little bit. Still a good defender. He's 26. He is so young. Will he, like, be open for discussions right now? Like, can we see? No, so he is not ready to sign an extension. Maybe he changes his mind in a few weeks. I don't know how much he would go for as a rental. All right, so before I think about trading Triple J, I may realize that Desmond Bane trade could be a little bit more likely on the horizon. Like, do we think he can work out with his lack of perimeter? I mean, he's got an A perimeter defense, but I don't know if he's really showcasing that too much. Is Zach Edey more of a backup center for this team? And is he clogging the paint too much offensively? Gigi Jackson, do I sell high on him potentially? Could be a thing. Scottie Pippen Jr. is not playing well this year. Vince Williams has been better. And the Bulls are pretty good this year. We're going to get their 2028 water protected first for Trey Jones, and I'm going to be taking on Javon Carter in this trade. So I guess I ended up getting a first round pick for Marcus Smart after all. And the only players that are scheduled to be free agents are Javon Carter, Zach Collins, who I'm going to let walk, and then Triple J. So I think we're going to have some big discussions to figure out in the offseason. If we don't make the playoffs, we don't make the playoffs. Maybe then I look to fire Taylor Jenkins and I go in a different direction. And then hope maybe we get another solid draft pick. But yeah, I would say this is a very disappointing first half. So Wemby ends up winning MVP this year in year number 3. Cooper Flagg, another number 1 overall pick in 2025, takes home Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey, 6th Man of the Year. I tried getting a deal done with Charlotte. They were going to trade for Triple J, but it fell through. I wanted one more first round pick and they weren't having it. So I said, you know what? We're not going to trade Triple J for lower than what he's worth. We get no John Morant on the first 2 teams. We do get him on All-NBA third team though. 21.5 points, 5.7 rebounds, 9.1 assists. I'm going to need him to channel his inner 2022 self before the suspension, before the season ending shoulder surgery. And we made the play-in tournament again. We're the 10th seed. 10th seed in the Western Conference. 40-42. I believe last year we were 2 games better. We were 42-40. And we're taking on the Houston Rockets here in the first leg of the play-in. So we did get a first round pick from them in the Brandon Clark trade. He's coming off the bench. Oh no, did they flip Brandon Clark or did I miss him? Oh wow, they may have actually traded Brandon Clark. Santi Aldama was actually traded for Jonas Valanciunas this season. Klay Thompson from Malik Monk and Brandon Clark for Grayson Allen. So here we go, taking on the Houston Rockets. I don't feel great about this. Last year in the first leg of the play-in, we did beat the Sacramento Kings. Then we lost to the Lakers. We had not a good first quarter, solid second quarter, not a good third quarter. We're down by 5, 3.5 to go. Down by 3, 2 minutes to go. John Morant, 26 and 11 in this game as we are down by 3, 2 minutes to go. Like I said, he's guarded by Jalen Green, number 2 overall pick. I don't know what I just did there. It didn't work. John Morant, no bunnies there for the rebound. All right, Tari Eason guarded by Triple J, one good defender on another. They're going to kick it to Jalen Green, guarded by John Morant. I don't know why Scottie Pippen Jr. is in this game in the crunch time. That is not what we need. Are they trying to go to Jalen Green? Kicks it over to Eason. I mean, I'm fine with this matchup. Oh, God. Green gets a good look. Bang. I actually hate this lineup out here. No good shooters at all. It's Triple J, Scottie Pippen, who's fine, Vince Williams, Edie, and John Morant. Are we just asking that? Like, I'm running floppy sets for Triple J at this point. Triple J, okay, thank God I get to the line. I didn't want to burn my last time out, but we need to get subs in. And could this be Triple J's last game as a Grizzly? He does knock down both free throws. 4-point game. It does look like Desmond Bane fouled out. Great. All right, so G.G. Jackson has 19. Jalen Wells is in the game. Weezy's a good shooter, not a great defender. Zach Edey, you got to get over there quicker, man. All right, hopefully this Edey Ja pick and roll can work out. Okay, it is. We're getting to the rim. Oh, my God, dude. Ja does not even feel real playing with. All right, Jalen Green driving. Zach Edey, great defense, but he blocks it right to Jabari Smith Jr. That was actually a nasty block. G.G. Jackson guarding Ace Bailey. Like, this team has a lot of athletic players on it. GG, we're fine. Edey, come on, Edey. All right, good contest on Shingu, but he gets the rebound. Jabari Smith Jr. for 3. No good. Thank God Edey got the rebound there. It's a 4-point game. We kind of need to score quickly. Ja, kick it out to Triple J. Triple J gets a great look for 3. Bang! Bang! We needed that. Triple J's got 24. It's a 1-point game. I'm not scared of Shangun or from 3 as what? Jalen Green hits that. I guess that's Hall of Fame for you. That was good defense, too. John Morant gets a great look. Long 2. That is good. So it's a 2-point game. We're going to have to foul, though, unfortunately. Yeah, get it to Jalen Green, who is a good free throw shooter. I think he's shooting like 83+% in real life. I think it's 85 today when I'm recording this, but it may change. Reed Shepard's a great free throw shooter, so I didn't want him to get the ball. Either way, Jalen Green knocks on the first. We're out of timeouts. He's going to knock down the second. All right, Jalen Wells, I'm going to need you to run the quickest floppy set ever because I'm going to hopefully get you open and we can make this a 1-point game. G.G. Jackson does not even set any screen whatsoever. Oh, God. All right, so I have to waste even more time. Jalen Wells, pull up. Not a bad look. He bricks it though. All right, we're going to lose. And the Memphis Grizzlies have been eliminated. So, yeah, we get sent home in the first leg of the play-in. Taylor Jenkins would probably be gone, I feel like. So, the NBA Finals, the Indiana Pacers and the Golden State Warriors. Halliburton is back to the old Halliburton, and the Pacers win it all. And Halliburton gets a Finals MVP. They beat the Bulls in round 1, Raptors in round 2, Hawks in round 3, and then the Warriors in 6 in the 2026 Finals. Curry could have got his 5th ring, but unfortunately he retires with just 4. Draymond retires with him, and Draymond and Steph both get their jersey retired by the Golden State Warriors. And we are here in the lottery once again. This is 3 years in a row for the Grizzlies here. Whoa. We have Orlando's first round pick. Okay. I don't know if it's a swap worst. I feel like it is. But either way, we're going to have 2 first round picks in this year's draft. It is not. All right. Because I think Orlando gets Phoenix's pick. We get Orlando's pick. And then I think Phoenix may actually just be SOL here. So we have picks 7 and 12 here in the 2026 draft. Like I said, I wasn't going to actually use that draft class because Cameron Boozer is just like one of the best players in the league. So do I want to make a trade? All right, Joe Mazzuc's here, Trent Peterson, Greg Popovich. Imagine oh my God, I could sign Kemba Walker as my head coach. That'd be kind of dope. Will Hardy, Mike Budenholzer. Maybe I get Budenholzer. I mean, I'm going to offer him a deal. I'm going to offer Will Hardy a deal. I'm going to offer Mark Gagno a deal. There's a lot of good head coaches out here. Nate McMillan. I thought I said Mike Woodson. That was Mo Woodson. Eddie Atkinson's a head coach free agent. All right, so you know what? We're going to bring in Will Hardy as the next Memphis Grizzlies head coach. We're going to move on from Taylor Jenkins. So an end of an era here in Memphis. The #1 overall pick is Byron Ellis out of G-Tech. Wow, he looks really good. Going to the Thunder at #1. You do have Wilfred Hampton. Pretty good center, looks like, out of England going #2. I wonder if we're thinking about making a move. And Kristaps Porzingis is on the trade block. He's got 4 years left on his deal. But I wonder if he would just be a better fit with Triple J in the front court because both of them are good defenders. Both of them can space the floor. And maybe the paint is just too clogged with Zach Edey and that experiment isn't working out. I don't know if they'd want Desmond Bane, but that probably would have to be one of the guys in it. Well, I guess we could trade for KP while Triple J is about to be a free agent. All right, so I'm going to offer this trade to the Boston Celtics. Rocco Zikarsky, who we took in the first round last year, the 12th overall pick, and a second rounder for Kristaps Porzingis, who's on the trade block. They want pick 7 as well. What about instead of pick 12, I gave you pick 7? Does that get this deal done? They would want also pick 12. So they want 2 first round picks and Zikarsky for KP. I'm not really buying that right now. Like, I may wait until after team player options. I thought about giving up Vince Williams. He was good for us last year, though. But I'm looking at, like, the center market on who I'd want to add. And I don't really love many of the options that are realistic for us. So let me wait till, because I can't move any of the rookies after the draft. So they would just do 7 and 12, and then I could maybe keep Zakarski if I wanted to move him or something. All right, let's do it. We're going to trade picks 7 and 12 for Kristaps Porzingis. Welcome to Memphis, KP. Number 1 overall pick is Byron Ellis out of G-Tech. And the Boston Celtics with these picks took Everett Bolden, looks pretty good, a 6'1 point guard out of Wichita State, shout out the American Conference, at number 7. And at number 12, they took Louis Caldwell from Missouri, Kansas City. He's 23. So we got Greg Milton here, a 20-year-old wing out of Canada. Team player options, we're going to pick it up on Edey, GG Jackson, Huff, Miller, and Juzang. I want everybody back. We're going to be a tax team, unless I think about trading Desmond Bane. But if I trade Desmond Bane, I don't know, like, this would be maybe like a DeJounte Murray type trade. Could we find our Dyson Daniels? Because, like, Bane is an elite shooter. He really is. I'm thinking about moving him just, like, back to the full-time shooting guard. Like, having Bane, KP, like, that could be really fun. Hopefully, GG Jackson or Vince Williams takes a step this year. Zach Collins is going to be gone. Javon Carter's going to be gone. We got to pay... oh man, $200 million in Triple J. So it's going to be at a flat rate, but it's got a player option on the last year. 4 years, 162. So that could be 5 years, over $200 million if he opts in to that final year. I got to bring back Triple J. The idea of trading for Kristaps was to have him and Triple J in the front court. We're bringing over Will Hardy from Utah, who's dealt with some good big men in the past, like Walker Kessler and Lauri Markkanen, and hoping he can do the same and just change the direction of this team. I mean, Jay Huff isn't going to play for us, but we have Zakarski, Edey, and KP. Edey's got another 2 years left on his rookie contract. We have plenty of forwards right now, plenty of wings. Also, plenty of good three-point shooters here on the open market. I would Sunmu, Corey Kispert, Marcus Smart's back there, Isaiah Joe. I like the idea of getting Corey Kispert in this offense, so I'm going to give him a 3-year deal worth around $24 million. Not saying I'm trading Desmond Bane, but that could be a replacement in this offense if we eventually do that. As Luka goes to the Warriors, Kevin Durant goes to the Bulls. Though John Morant regresses down to a 90, Triple J's an 88, I expect like KP to average 15 points a night. Like, I'm fully prepared, but if he's going to give me 2 blocks, shoot 38% from 3, that's going to be useful. Zach Edey's up to an 85 overall. He's going to be one of the best backup centers in the NBA. And we do need to release somebody before the season starts, so it's going to actually be Johnny Juzang. All right, so it's going to be Ja, Bane, GG Jackson, Triple J, KP, starting 5 first half of the year. Edey, Vince Williams, Jalen Wells, Scottie Pippen Jr. off the bench. Some guys notable not getting minutes this year, or at least the first half of the year. I think the rotation is going to change at the deadline. Conroy Boyles, Corey Kispert, Rocco Sikorsky. Also, let's look at our salary cap breakdown going forward. Like, John Morant's under contract for the next 2 years. Triple J's contract extension obviously just kicked in. We just signed him in the offseason. Desmond Bane's making money. KP's making money. Yeah, KP at 35 years old making that much money. And we took on a big risk there. But we look at free agents at the end of the year. GG Jackson, we got to see if we can pay him. Same with Vince Williams. Leonard Miller's a free agent as well. I don't know if we can maybe work out extensions with these guys right now. We can with Ja, which, you know what? Let's just give Ja Morant a 3-year extension so we don't have to worry about that. We're going to make him the highest paid player on the team. I expect some guys to play well, some guys to disappoint. Let's see how this season goes. Oh my God. What? What? Oh my God, we're like this year's Philadelphia 76ers. Guys, we are 12. Wow. We are 12 and 37. What? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, Ja, I gave you an extension. You're shooting 28% from 3. I mean, Desmond Bane's actually been pretty good. GG Jackson, I don't know about you, man. Wow, Triple J, not worth $200 million, I'll tell you that. Kristaps, he's been good. Like, this is what I was fine with. 2 blocks, 16 points, 37 from 3. Wow. All right, this team is not playing well. Vince Williams, bad. Jalen Wells, bad. Scottie Pippen Jr., also bad. This is kind of crazy. 12 and 37. That is insane. We are going for the number 1 overall pick in the draft. Please tell me I have my first round pick. I do, right? Okay. And we also have the swap best with the Nets and the Rockets this year, which could be good. Well, I mean, the Rockets are good and the Nets are good. Okay, so that pick's going to be in the 20s. Well, that is just great. 12 and 37. That is insane. I'm still in shock. Grant Ellis Jr. looks like the number 1 pick. I mean, I don't know if I'd be taking a point guard. I hate to send him in division, but I'm trading GG Jackson. The Rockets are going to get his bird rights, his restricted rights at the end of the year. We're getting Phoenix's unprotected first in this upcoming draft. Del Newton as well is coming back in this trade, because if we take a look at Phoenix right now, they're also pretty bad. They're 23 and 27. I don't think they make the playoffs in the West, so that should be another lottery pick. And then we're also going to send Vince Williams to the Charlotte Hornets for that lottery protected first they got in the Terry Rozier trade. I'm actually getting Coleman Hawkins. Shout out to Kansas State, paying him like $2 million or $1 million in the transfer portal, and he's been bad for them this year. We're giving up Greg Milton in this trade, but getting 2 firsts for Jackson and Vince Williams, That was the goal of this deadline, and I think was the best possible outcome. Yeah, so 12 and 37 is actually just insane. This is going to be the updated rotation. We're going to see as much as we can from Ja. I guess our big four. Is it a mid four? I don't know. Corey Kispert's going to be the starting two. We're going to have Edie, Wells, CMB, Scottie Pippen Jr., Rocco Zikarsky all get minutes throughout the rest of the season. We added some draft capital from that GG Jackson trade, so hopefully that Suns picks in the lottery and the Miami Heat this year. They could make the playoffs. They could not. I mean, I wouldn't mind the 15th overall pick if they do, but yeah, this season seems like it's a wash. So 3 years into this, 0 playoff appearances. All right, so Victor Wembanyama ends up winning MVP. Lewis Caldwell, of course, that was used with our pick, ends up Rookie of the Year. Nolan Traore, 6th Man of the Year in Brooklyn. Wemby Depoy, Drake Powell, Most Improved. Luka Doncic is your Clutch Player of the Year, and Greg Popovich is your Coach of the Year. Wemby, Jokic, Luka, Giannis, and Ja. All NBA first team Ja with these numbers. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't really agree with that, given how bad we were in this league. Jalen Williams last year came back on the qualifying offer. He was somebody that was on my radar, and I'd love to have him here. I don't know if it's going to be possible. Maybe I'll try to figure out if I can get him on the team in the offseason. Probably not very likely. So we did not make the playoffs. We ended up with a 21-61 record, the worst record in the NBA. Suns didn't make the playoffs. The Miami Heat ended up as the 5 seed. Okay, they went on a run at the end of the year. And also just seeing how anybody did throughout the second half. I don't know if we should upgrade Scottie Pippen Jr. to a different point guard coming off the bench. Triple J, 3.3 fouls per game, shot 25% from 3. It was kind of a disaster. I don't know if I'm going to look to move him. I don't know if this is, like a mid-4 at this point. I don't know if I should. Wow, Kispert was bad. 39 from 3. I don't know if I should look to move Zach Edey because, we have Zikarsky, we have Edey, we have KP. Should I just try to see if I can upgrade a different position? The NBA Finals are with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and Nolan Traore's starting point guard ahead of him since he won 6 Man of the Year, Trae Young and the Brooklyn Nets. So the Nets win it all with Traore coming off the bench and gets Finals MVP. Good for him. Chris Paul ends up retiring on the Toronto Raptors, 22 years in the NBA. Kevin Durant retires, Paul George, James Harden, Drummond, and Middleton. Going to be a nice Hall of Fame class right here. Yeah, all those guys deserving. And we ended up with the 2nd overall pick in the lottery. The Jazz via the Lakers get the number 1 pick. We also have the 9th pick. So basically, GG Jackson for the 9th pick. I'll take that. And then we're also going to have Miami's pick, which is going to be at 21. So we have 3 first-round picks in this draft. We actually may have 4 because we also have the 28th overall pick. Damn, the Rockets were 28, Nets were 30, so both teams were good. So if we look here at the mock drafts for this draft class, Grant Ellis, I don't think I was going to take a point guard number 1 there. Lonnie Harrison looks pretty good out of Santa Clara. We could look at another big man. I don't know if we want to look to move the 2nd overall pick. All right, I want to see if we can maybe make a trade with Philadelphia. They didn't own their first round pick in this draft. They lost it, and they were one of the worst teams in the East. So I want to see if I can give them pick 9, 21, 28, and 36. I'm going to try to keep pick 2 and Desmond Bane for Tyrese Maxey. They're going to say no to that. Do I have any players I could throw in? I would give you probably Scottie Pippen Jr. if that got it done. We're going to take on Roy Wembanyama in this deal, former big man out of Penn State. You can actually keep him. I don't really need him. Would they do this? They do. All right, so we just flipped Desmond Bane, 3 first-round picks for Tyrese Maxey, and I was able to keep pick 2. Grant Ellis goes number 1. I'm going to take Lonnie Harrison from Santa Clara here with the 2nd overall pick. So we're going to get a wing off the bench. And yeah, we're going to see if Maxey is a good enough upgrade over Desmond Bane. Maxey's going to be my shooting guard. We're going to bring back Edey, Wells, CMB, Zikarsky. J. Huff, I'm going to let walk for now into free agency. Giannis is a free agency with Jokic and Jalen Green. Coleman Hawkins, we're going to let walk. So we are going to make Maxey, I believe, a shooting guard. He's going to stay at a 90 overall. Obviously, he could play some backup point guard at some times as well. And I don't know if this is going to be controversial, but I'm going to trade Zach Edey. He's a good overall. I'm just not going to pay him next year. Zikarsky's going to be the backup to KP. And we're actually going to make this trade with the LA Lakers. We're going to be trading Zach Edey for his fellow draft class member, Dalton Connect. So we're going to get a 2nd round pick in this trade as well. Dalton Connect now going to be slotted in as the starting small forward next year. Ja, Maxey, Connect, Jackson Jr., KP. Not a lot of perimeter defense with Connect and Maxey. I agree, but hopefully the front court defense will be okay. Also going to see if I can get Tumani Kamara on a 2-year deal as well, and that is going to be the case. So John Morant's at 90, Maxey's an 89, KP and Triple J are both 88. Connect goes up. He's also going to be a free agent next year. CMB goes up. Jalen Wells goes up. I'm excited about this team, but I was excited about last year's team, and we end up as the worst record in the NBA. So I don't even know if Corey Kispert's going to crack the rotation because I think I'm going to go about 12 minutes to Zikarsky, 8 to Kamara. Let's go 14 to Scottie Pippen Jr., 18 to Jalen Wells. We'll do 24 to CM, 22 to Colin Murray-Boyles. We'll see how he performs this year. 33 to the front court, 31 to Connect, 35 to Maxey. So that means I'm actually going to go 21 to CB because I'm going to go 35 to John Moran as well. Under Will Hardy, we are 4-star balanced. It was a disaster last year. We get off to a good start this year. We just beat the Nuggets by 21. John Moran had a 32-point triple-double. All right, I don't know what's going on. Like, what? How are we this bad? How are we the 14th seed in the Western Conference? We are 17 and 33 with John Moran and Tyrese Maxey. That should not be the case. I guess Triple J, I mean, he's been fine. I don't get this. Kristaps is shooting 30+% from three. Wow, Dalton Connect has been really good. Is the bench this bad? I think Colin Murray-Boyles has been fine. Jalen Wells has been fine. I don't get how this team is one of the worst teams in the NBA. It truly doesn't make any sense. If we take a look here, contract extensions, I mean, Connect's going to be a restricted free agent. Wells, Pippen Jr. could all be free agents at the end of the year. I don't think I'm going to make a selling move at this deadline. What I think I may end up doing is just trading Kristaps or Triple J in the offseason. I can't believe it's come to this, but I think I'm actually going to get Lonnie Harrison involved more. I should have had him probably playing more from the start. So he's going to get, I think, around 8 minutes. Now we'll go 8 to Scottie Pippen Jr. Harrison can get, 14 minutes a night throughout the rest of the year. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if there's a curse on the Grizzlies that I can't perform well in 2K. As Wemby wins MVP this year, Maxwell Harper is your Rookie of the Year. He was actually traded mid-year, the Rookie of the Year. That's crazy. Zach Edey wins 6th Man of the Year. He dominates. Maybe I should have just traded KP and rolled with Edey because clearly it didn't work out. Ty Lue is the head coach in Portland. 65 and 17. John Moran, all NBA first team. He's getting all NBA first teams, but we are just the worst team in the Western Conference. J-Dub signed a max contract with the Chicago Bulls with probably the Kevin Durant money. I'm very jealous. And we end the season as a non-playing tournament team. We ended the season with a 29 and 53 record. This is one of the worst rebuilds I have ever done. It's far from over. I'm going to win a championship, or at least I'm going to do this until I win a championship. But man, I don't get how we're this bad. And Luka Doncic and Nolan Traore are your conference finals MVPs, and I think the Nets blew a 3-0 or 3-1 lead there. So we lose Chris Boucher, who we had on like a veteran minimum. We're going here into the 2028 offseason with 0 playoff appearances. I may have to fire Will Hardy already. We have I don't remember if that Bulls pick has a protection on it. It may, but 4th pick, and we get lucky. We stay at 4. We do have to give the Bulls that 8th overall pick. I mean, if you want to give me your 1st round pick back down the line, or I'll give you your 1st round pick, you give me J-Dub. It's a win-win. Do I fire Will Hardy? I might. Nick Nurse, we could try to get Eric Spoelstra is out there. JJ Redick. I'm actually going to fire Will Hardy. 2, like back-to-back years being some of the worst teams in the NBA is embarrassing. So we're going to offer JJ Redick, Ime Udoka, Eric Spoelstra, and Nick Nurse contracts. Do we get any of them? Oh, God. We got no one. Nobody wants to come here. Wow. That's not good. So we're going to have to sign Chris Quinn, the former Miami Heat assistant, who has way worse ratings than Will Hardy. All right, I'm going to offer the Chicago Bulls a trade. Pick 4 and KP for Jalen Williams, and they're going to agree to that. I just think maybe because KP isn't good in rebounds and neither is Triple J, that it's not working out because clearly it's not because of their defense, and Triple J shot 40% from 3. So I wanted to keep the homegrown guy. We have now Jot the 1, Maxey at the 2, J-Dub's going to be the 3, and we'll see who they took. Louis Ingram, one of the better guys in this class out of St. Joe's, he's 23 years old. All right, I'm glad I was able to move that pick for Jalen Williams. And the Kristaps Porzingis experiment did not work out. We traded 2 lottery picks for him. Going to pick up the team options on Tokarski and Colin Murray-Boyles. Now I kind of wish I still had Zach Edey, but it's fine. We're going to give these qualifying offers out there. We'll see how much. I mean, Scottie Pippen's restricted. We're going to offer Jalen Wells. Jeez, we are going to be over the cap, but I'm going to give him a front-loaded contract. This is kind of expensive for Jalen Wells. I'm going to give him $18 million a year, 3 years, $51 million. I'm also going to sign Nick Richards, 2 years, $12 million. He's probably going to be center 2 or center 3 for this season. I'm going to hope to get Connect back on a good price. I mean, Scottie Pippen Jr., I'll give you a 2-year deal worth $16 million. Connect wants $38 million. He will not be getting that from us. Yeah, I'm not going to get a deal done with Connect, so I think we're going to get him back on the qualifying offer worth $15 million. J-Dub is our highest overall player, but I'm going to make him a small forward, so he should go up even more. All right, so 35 minutes to Ja, Maxey, and J-Dub. That is insane. And then you got Triple J, We'll see how Zakarski is going to be at the 5. A little nervous about it. And then you got Connect, CMB, Lonnie Harrison, and Jalen Wells off the bench. So we're going to have really good reserves. Like Kamara, Kispert, Richards, Pippen Jr. not playing right now. We're going to go into a strict 9-man rotation. Chris Quinn, please turn it around for us. We start off the year with a nice win against Chicago, J-Dub's old team. Finally, I think we're going to get Memphis Grizzlies playoff basketball again. We don't even have a great point differential compared to some of these top teams in the West. Shout out to Portland being this good. They got JT Toppin there at the 4. Mikal Bridges coming off the bench. But we are the 3 seed. We're 16 games above 500. We have a fun big 3 of Ja, J-Dub, and Maxey that are going to play a ton of minutes in the playoffs. Dalton Connect has been a very efficient 6-man for us. I am going to look, though, to upgrade the center position at the deadline. And we're going to make this trade with the Phoenix Suns. They're getting Rocco Zakarski, Corey Kispert, and Chicago's unprotected first-round pick this year, which could be a very good asset. We're getting Naz Reid, who's on a minimum. I don't know, though. I'm seeing these rebounds, and I know Naz Reid not a great rebounder. I'm scared to do it because I'm getting Kristaps PTSD. What about me trying to give up Zakarski and a first for Come On While You Watch from the Hornets? Will they counter this? Or is this a straight-up no? I do have to put a trade exception in this. It's a straight-up no. Do I have any other future first? Nothing outside of my own first, so I'll throw in 1. I was going to throw in 2 first-round picks, but I don't even think if I'm going to get a counter, they're going to accept this, so probably not. All right, what about this Bulls pick? Corey Kispert and Zakarski for Yves Missi, and they are going to agree to that. All right, so we got Yves Missi as our center, and I'm hoping that's the missing piece. Cooper Flag wins MVP for the Portland Trail Blazers. It's going to be tough to get through them in the Western Conference. Ty Lue gets Coach of the Year. We don't get John Moran on All-NBA first or second team, but we do get him on All-NBA third team. He averaged 18 points, 9 assists in his age 29 season. Oh my God! How? Oh my God, this game hates me. We fell to the 10th seed. I can't win. I can't win with this Grizzlies team. This is absurd. 44-38. We finished with a 0.9 point differential with J-Dub, Ja, Maxey, Triple J. I don't get it. I don't. I guess Yves Missi was not worth it. The Bulls were the second worst team. Oh, now the Nets want to be bad. All right, I guess their window closed. I don't know what just happened. Just put me out of my misery. We're going to lose. Oh, are we losing by 1 point? Why is Colin Murray Boyles my leading scorer? This is the most dumbest rebuild I've ever encountered with 2K. What? Wemby and LaMelo are your conference finals MVPs. I don't get this rebuild. It makes no sense to me. I have won titles with far worse teams than what I've built here. I don't know. I don't know if Ja's the problem, but the only other guy that's been here from the start, well, I guess Jalen Wills, but also Triple J, who I may just trade. So the Pelicans get the number 2 overall pick. I traded Zakarski and the number 2 overall pick for Yves Missi. I suck. The only man that could save me, 2K Shaq. We are sending Jaren Jackson Jr. and my 2031 lottery protected for Jalen Duren. Jalen, save me, please. We're making this deal. Jaren Jackson Jr. is gone. So we had the 14th overall pick. We took Antoine Walton here, the number 1 overall pick. Really good. Aaron Anderson, actually to the Toronto Raptors. Lonnie Harrison, the former 2nd overall pick. Going to play a decent amount next year for sure. Colin Murray Boyles, you were going to get the qualifying offer. He actually may be the starting power forward next year. Maxey, unrestricted. We're going to bring him back. It's going to be a 5-year deal. We're $222 million. Do I not get bird rights on Yves Missi? That was a terrible trade by me then. And can I also sign Dalton Connect to 5 years, 206, which is stupid. Okay, I actually can't afford him. That's just great. So I basically am going to get nothing in return for Connect. He was the main piece in the Edey trade. So I'm going to bring back Colin Murray Boyles, 4 years, $98 million. And if we look at our team right now, it's not a bad front court. Like Duren, backup is Nick Richards. We have Colin Murray Boyles, who can be good for us. J-Dub, Lonnie Harrison, Maxey, Jalen Wells, and then you got Moran and Scottie Pippen. Yeah, I don't even know the most I can give Connect. Yeah, because we are very far over the cap. Wow, our owner is paying like so much in tax money for us to not even make the playoffs. So J-Dub is a 95 overall. That's nice. Jalen Duren's an 89. Watch me not even have bird rights on him next year. CMB's up, Harrison's up. But does any of this matter? I don't know. Maybe I end up trading Tyrese Maxey. Like maybe we just can't have these 2 guards in the backcourt. I don't know if that's going to be something. Wells is going to be the 7th man. Lonnie Harrison, hopefully you could develop as a 6th man for us. Murray Boyles can get like 27 minutes tonight. 33 to Duren, 37 to J-Dub, 37 to Maxey, 37 to John Morant, and the final 4 will go to Jalen Wells off the bench. We are 4.5 star balanced. I don't get it. We're 4.5 stars. I have yet to make the playoffs. I have J-Dub, Ja, The 2K Shaq and Maxi. Well, how are we 4-6? We are 18-32. Is somebody playing a joke on me? Is someone just messing with my settings? How are we 15 games under 500? I was looking forward to this rebuild so much. And I just, it's making me think that I can't rebuild a team to save my life. And Wemby wins MVP. Aaron Anderson is your rookie of the year. Everett Bolden, 6th man of the year. Of course, that was the guy that was also in the KP trade. I have maybe showcased you guys my worst rebuild ever. Wow, I am embarrassed right now. And we didn't even make the play-in tournament. We didn't even make the play-in tournament. How? 39-43 with this team. Unbelievable. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. What is going on here, man? This is a team. Look at how many good players are on this team. I don't get it, man. I'm actually losing my mind. Points per game, we are 6th. Allowed points per game, we are, I guess our defense is that bad. We have the 4th worst. No. Yeah, we did have the 4th worst defense. Damn. All right. You know what? I'm going to take it. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come back to you guys when it's tomorrow for me, and hopefully have a different point of view on this team going forward. So I'm afraid this rebuild is just, it's kind of gone off the rails, and I'm fully accepting that right now, because once again, we do not make the playoffs. Just a new day for me. Yeah. We went 39-43. It's just been an utter disaster. I feel like I'm going to have to move Maxi in the offseason. Maybe him and John Morant are just not going to work out. Man, Donovan Freeman is winning conference finals MVP, and I can't even make the play-in tournament. Magic win in 5, and Paulo is your finals MVP. So we have the 12th projected pick in this draft, where we get the 12th overall pick. We're going to keep Chris Quinn as the head coach, unless there's like a really good head coach that has 0 offers. I mean, Missoula's got all right ratings. It is better. Do I want Doc Rivers? Not really. Quinn Snyder's here. Mike Budenholzer. I just feel like I'm not going to get any of these guys, so it's not worth firing Chris Quinn. And I'm making this trade with the Toronto Raptors. Like I said, this is going off the rails. We are trading Tyrese Maxey to Toronto. He was good for us, but we never made the playoffs. We've still yet to make the playoffs in this video. And Antoine Walton, who was the 14th overall pick. We're getting Bobo in this trade, but we're getting Scotty Barnes. So hopefully I'm able to re-sign Jalen Duren. And then we would have a Scotty Barnes, Jalen Duren front court. We'd have J-Dub at the 3. We can make maybe Lonnie Harrison the 2, and then we'd obviously keep Ja at the 1. And we ended up drafting Byron Lewis here with the 12th overall pick, and Orlando Ortega, who's actually a higher overall in the 2nd round. Number 1 overall pick was Tim Lawson, to the Brooklyn Nets. We're gonna bring back Lonnie Harrison, and the other guy there, who I thought that's a Jalen Wells, but it was different. It was Stanley Willis. So here we go, free agency. Please tell me we're gonna have bird rights on Jalen Duren. Thank God. All right, so we're gonna sign Scottie Pippen Jr. I actually can't. Wow. Either way, why does he have a $66 million cap hold? That is kind of insane. But I actually think I do need to shed some cap. So we are going to look to move either Wells or Colin Murray Boyles. All right, so we're going to save about $10 million with this deal. Since we did pick up Scotty Barnes, we're going to trade Colin Murray Boyles to the Nets for Abe Love. Former 5th overall pick. He's going to be the backup to hopefully Jalen Duren. We saved $10 million right there. Let me sign Duren. Like, it won't let me offer more than that. Even if I give him a player option, no trade clause, we can get it up a little bit. Okay, we should be able to sign him on that. Hopefully we're good right there, where we don't get hard capped, and we're good. Now I'm hoping I can also bring back Scottie Pippen Jr., and we can, 3 years, 29 mil. And then I'm going to hopefully sign Dante DiVincenzo on a 2-year deal. Does this change this team? Who I did not think at the start of this rebuild I was going to have I guess Jalen Wells. Oh my God, Lonnie Harrison, J-Dub, Scotty Barnes, and Jalen Duren. This is a great team. If I don't make the playoffs, this save was cursed. I don't know what happened. And taking a look at player progression, yeah, this is a really good team. We have a deep roster. This team is insane. At least the starting 5 is really good. The front 7 is really good with Wells and Abe Love getting minutes as well. We have Scottie Pippen Jr. and Bol Bol. Probably will move Bol Bol at one point throughout the season, maybe at the deadline. Does 4.5 stars matter? All right. We beat Wemby to start off the year. That's a good start. And they have Jason Tatum and Jamal Murray. So that's a good team over there in San Antonio. We start off 2-0. Could this finally be the year? And we are really good at the deadline. We're finally going to see playoff basketball in Memphis for the first time since the 2023 season, which is just ridiculous. We are the 1 seed in the Western Conference. Minnesota, though, is really good this year. Charlotte is the top seed in the Eastern Conference with Philadelphia right behind them. Our leading scorers are J-Dub and John Morant, followed by Lonnie Harrison, the former 2nd overall pick. Jalen Duren, there's Scotty Barnes. Jalen Wells has been fine, could be a little bit better in a way. Abe Love is good. Scottie Pippen Jr. has been efficient from 3 and from the line, which I like to see. And Bol hasn't been too bad. And I actually don't think I'm going to make any trades. I like what we got right now. Do we need to sign anybody just in case the season goes wrong? Yeah, let's bring back J-Dub. And we're going to do the same with John Moran. So they're both going to be under contract for a while. Jalen Wells, I may as well bring back also, so we just have these guys under control going into the offseason. Oh my God, John Moran MVP. Well, I never traded Ja, even though I probably should have and just entered into a proper rebuild. But here we are, actually being good. Do we get Coach of the Year? We just won. This game makes no sense. I know I got Scotty Barnes in the offseason, but I've added so much talent throughout this. John Moran, All-NBA first team, 1 MVP, and I just went 70 games. How do I go from not making the playoffs? That is like, I don't care, 70 games. It actually makes sense with this team. This team is freaking stacked. If you look at the top 5 in the starting rotation, the top 7, the top 9 is really good. It just makes me even more mad that this team had 70 win potential, but we could not make the playoffs the last couple of years. Like that 2027 season, the 2028 season got me so mad. Watch me not win it all with 70 wins, even though this team is ridiculous. So for the playoffs, I think Bol 10 minutes is fine. Scottie Pippen Jr., 10 minutes is fine. Abe Love, really good player, and probably should make me trade away Jalen Duren. 22 minutes. Jalen Wells honestly wasn't great this year. He's going to get 18 minutes. So I got about 12 more minutes to dish out. Lonnie Harrison was really good. I want him getting 33, 37 Ja, 37 J-Dub, 37 Barnes, 36 Duren. Let's just do this. Let's just win it all and stop stressing me out. Taking on the Pelicans in round number 1. They have DeJounte, Dillon. Okay. Bring it. Brendan Ingram, John Collins, Wilfred Hampton. So no longer having Zion Williamson on that team. Does that make it different in the playoffs? We end up beating them in 5. Okay, gentlemen, sweep to start things off. We're taking on the Rockets in round number 2. Ja dropped 23 and 10 in round 1. All right, round number 2 against the Houston Rockets. Trae Young and Malachi Branham in the backcourt. That defensively should be barbecue chicken for our guards. Oh, this Antonio Banks guy looks really good. The 6th overall pick. All right, and he's a 94 overall. Please tell me we could beat them, please. Oh my God, we win in 7. Oh, all right, that is massive. 124, 116 was game 7. Lonnie Harrison drops 31. That makes me very nervous going up against Golden State, who have Luka Doncic. Their team is not as good as Houston, but they have Luka. And in round 2, Lonnie Harrison, welcome to stardom. He's a 90 overall. Please tell me we could beat Golden State and we win in 5. J-Dub is your conference finals MVP. We're taking on Zach Smith of the Philadelphia 76ers. I don't know if we traded them that pick because obviously we made that big trade. Getting Tyrese Maxey, Dave Sasser, Ben Seraph. Oh, they have Zion. Oh, they have Alex Sarr. That's a very good team in Philadelphia. I'm nervous. Game 1 goes to Memphis. 2 goes to Memphis. 3 goes to Memphis. Don't blow a 3-0 lead and we gentlemen sweep them. All right, so we almost lost in round number 2. Ja dropped 32 and 11 in the finals. Thank God. This was the wackest rebuild I think I've done in 2K25. 2K hated me. But I hope you guys didn't hate me throughout this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, I would appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. We're going through every team and rebuilding them. Grizzlies were one of, I think, the final teams that I haven't touched so far. I know I have to touch Cleveland, but they're off to an insane start this season. So there's some other teams that I do need to do. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in those ones. Peace.